I put the receiver back in its cradle and left the phone box. I just stood there. I really didn't know what to do. I just stood there, numb. What was my purpose? What the hell am I supposed to do? The world has gone, well, crazy, and I didn't really know what that meant. Okay, pull yourself together. A plan. What's most important? To find somebody, I guess. Anybody. Okay. And for that, I need a map. I hopped back on my bike and cycled to the town library. A huge, ugly building that screamed municipal and practical. I dropped my bike at the steps and walked in. The doors were wide open. Nobody was at reception. I kind of expected that. And, of course, for a library, it was silent. I still called out. Hello? Hello? I held my breath, thinking maybe an answer may come from some corner, from some far-off room. I took a deep breath. The feelings of loneliness sometimes started to overwhelm. I had to just think of the task in hand. Be practical, for God's sake. I looked for the maps. M. I found them. Town map. It's huge. I took it to the table and laid it out. And found where I was. I went back to reception and found a pen. I marked the library on the map and found my home and marked that too. I scanned the map looking for, I don't know, likely places. Where would people be? Shelters? Underground? I didn't know of any. I would turn the map into grids and every day search. 5-mile radius maybe. I folded the map up and put it in my shirt and wondered what else I would need. I couldn't think of it right now, so I just headed out into the sunshine. I lifted my leg to swing it over my bike when something caught my eye. A light. Flashing. No, not a light. Something reflected. I looked up, held my hand over my eyes to shield it from the sun. And yes, there. In that tower, that skyscraper. The other side of town there was a constant glint. A flash. Like a mirror almost. Like a signal. I watched it for a while. It kept flashing. Was it SOS? No, I don't really know. Morse code. Or something. I was drawn to it. I cycled towards that area. My eyes ever lifted up. Watching. Yes, it still moved. I could see I was heading for the rougher part of town. Somewhere I wouldn't normally go. Leafy streets. Changed to boarded up shops, for sale signs, and litter. The 3 tower blocks loomed ahead. All those windows. So many. There must be somebody. But who? Somebody unsavoury maybe. Did I care? Yes, I still cared. Yes, I was lucky I didn't live in such a place. I had a good childhood and always was looked after and had plenty of money. I looked down my nose at these kind of people. And here I was about to enter their territory. To say I was scared was putting it mildly. But I was even more scared of being alone. I got off my bike and I really wanted to lock it up. Well, in case it got stolen. Stupid, I know. I hid it round a corner and walked towards the spray-painted doors and past an upturned shopping trolley. My eyes rolled and I thought typical, in the way only a middle-class, well-off woman could do. The smell of urine hit me as I entered the lift. I poked at the buttons and surprisingly they worked. I went to the top floor. Why not? At least I get a good view. The lift seemed to be really loud as it rattled up. Past each floor, I felt I was going into the depths of the belly of the beast. It pinged open at the very top. Linens and haberdashery, I thought, as they opened. I smiled to myself and stood silent again, listening. Nothing. The wind, yes. Nothing else. Now what? Well, I knocked on all the doors, of course. Oh, this was a dumb idea. A light tap. Hello? And then another. Hello? On each door. Nothing. I worked my way down each floor. I was about halfway down when I found a door open. My heart leapt. I walked quietly and stealthily. I did my usual, very polite hello and peeked around the corner. I couldn't see anybody. And I walked in. It was quite nice. I was surprised. Neat, tidy, small though. A living room to the left and a kitchen to the right. I guessed a bathroom and then 2 bedrooms at the back. I went into each room. The kitchen, the sink was full of washing up. The water long since cold. A film of grease along the top. I opened the fridge. Fresh fruit, cheese, butter. Normal things which seemed... I don't know what I was expecting. I shut the door and the fridge hummed back into life, rechilling itself. And yes, there was the same pile of clothes next to the sink. A bright dress, apron I think, some slippers. I felt like I was in some kind of horror movie. I didn't like it. But I think I knew that those piles of clothes were people. I walked into the living room. Nothing much to say. Everything clean, polished. Immaculate, actually. There was a door to the balcony, and it was slightly ajar. I could hear the wind and gentle chimes. I knew then. I went up to the balcony, and there was a very nice wind chime, with small mirrors on it, moving and glinting in the light. I visibly sagged and looked out at the view.